This playthrough is rated M for mature.
What a nightmare. I'm completely exhausted. I must have been tossing and turning all night. It's so hot in here too. No wonder I keep having these weird dreams. I've basically been simmering in my own sweat every night this past week. Doesn't look like it's gonna cool down anytime soon either. It's another sunny day in Newport. Well, it's a good thing the studio's got proper air conditioning. I promised myself I was gonna spend most of the day working, and I don't intend to break that promise. Not this time.
I feel like you're already about to break it. Greetings and salutations, viewers. Vauldemare back here with another episode of The Longest Journey. In the last episode, we had a very strange dream with like some weird dragon thing telling us about our destiny and how we were scared about it, and then we woke up. I wonder if that's a instrument on things to come. Well, let's check a look at our apartment and see what things are going on here.
What? I got something on my face? Is my hair okay? What are you looking at?
Should have given her a Bostonian accent. What are you looking at?
I like my outfit. It's inexpensive, but cool.
You're wearing your jammies. What you wore in the dream. I think you're supposed to click on her with that when she changes her clothes, but all right, whatever.
It's been too hot to sleep with a cover, so I don't.
I need something to like wrap around even if it's hot. I can't not sleep on a bed without something to cover me.
I wonder why it's called a twin bed. There's no way it could possibly accommodate two people. Not that I've had a chance to try.
Wah wah.
I wonder why it's called a twin. I don't need to make my bed. It's been too hot to sleep with a cover.
Yeah, less cleaning time.
I don't need to make my...
Okay.
I had to borrow some posters from the cafe because I just can't afford to buy any of my own. When I think about it, that's so depressing.
Yeah, most posters are pretty cheap, aren't they? Or I guess it depends on what type of poster.
I got those posters from the cafe.
I got it in a Cracker Jack box.
I got this.
Okay.
Nice view, if you're into brickwork.
What's wrong with brickwork? At least it let in the air. Yeah, you can take a look outside. There is a puzzle involved in this, but I'm not going to do anything with it right now.
It's a seagull. The poor guy looks quite hungry. Whatever those pipes are spewing out, I know one thing for sure. It ain't water.
It ain't makeup!
Whatever those pipes... It's a seagull. The poor guy looks quite hungry.
Well, too bad. They're the pigeons of the water world.
It's a seagull. I still haven't figured out what runs through the canals in Venice, but I'm sure it can't be water.
So we got Newport, Venice. How many other places and famous places are we going to mix together?
I still haven't figured out what
I've heard Venice has a problem with stuff in their water like any major city because they just don't have a good sense of cleaning it. Although in Venice I don't believe it's as bad, but...
It's a rusty old grill, kept afloat by a rubber ducky.
The power of the rubber duck.
It's a rubber ducky, helplessly trapped under that rusty old grill.
Oh no, we better save it at some point, but now is not the time.
It's a rubber ducky.
Rubber ducky, you're the one. You make bath time lots of fun.
It's a clothesline. I still haven't figured out what runs through the canal. It's a clothesline.
Oh, okay. Well, that worked out for us.
It's a clothesline. I don't know what that chain's for, but it's connected to some kind of mechanism at the bottom of the canal.
Yeah, anything else we can interact with?
I still haven't figured out...
Well, we'll come back later. Yeah, we're actually not supposed to mess with that right now, but yeah, why not?
I'm not good at taking care of living things, but this plant's doing just fine despite months of neglect.
It's the I don't have to worry about it, Icus.
I'm not good at taking...
Oops.
The wardrobe is actually made of real wood, and not that synthetic crap that makes me sneeze and itch all over.
It's not balsa wood or whatever that synthetic stuff that they use in wooden stuff now that doesn't last a long time. If you get a little bit of water on it, it's pretty much done for. Yeah, I love that stuff. Alright, let's take a look at our closet.
Alright, so my wardrobe's sort of chic deficient, but I can't afford to be cutting edge. Useful, practical, and cheap is my shopping mantra.
Yeah, no label stuff here. That costs too much.
When fame and wealth come knocking, I'll buy a wardrobe the size of an ocean liner and fill it with clothes for $1 million. Right now, I'll try to focus on my work.
You know, a $1,000 shirt is not really that much better than a $10 shirt. Just letting you know.
When fame and wealth come knocking?
Because a lot of times you're just paying for the brand, so just buy whatever feels good. Don't pay for it just because it has some big name attached to it.
It's a bunch of drawings I drew when I was a kid. I don't even know why I brought them here. They mean absolutely nothing to me.
Well, obviously they do, because you brought them with you.
Bunch of useless old drawings.
Yeah, if you say so.
I could only carry one suitcase with me when I left home. There was so much I would have loved to bring, but c'est la vie. At least it was a clean break with my past. I guess when all my hard work starts paying off, I'll get a house and fill it with all kinds of new junk. The past, who needs it?
If you don't remember the past, you're doomed to repeat it, and you, the character, came from your past, so you should at least remember it. You know, yeah, you can leave it behind, but you should remember where you came from, because that formed the person you are. You know, despite the bad and good.
My suitcase.
But I get what you're saying, I guess.
An empty cardboard box. That's so not interesting.
Unless you're a cat.
An empty card...
Yeah, let's look at the toy monkey.
It's Constable Guybrush, my toy Oh, ape. He doesn't much like being called monkey.
I like the fact that she keeps thinking she's gonna make a ton of money. It's like, dude, you're an artist. Very, like, less than 1% of artists actually make a ton of money, you know. Yeah, as long as they utilize their money. But Guybrush, nice reference to Monkey Island. Usually point-and-click adventure games always reference other point-and-click adventure games, so.
In addition to being an ape, Constable Guybrush plays drums in the Toyburg Police Corps marching band. Go figure.
He has a theme going.
In addition to being...
Okay, let's grab it. Now let's look at this guy. Whoa, that thing is freaky. Look at that eyeball. It's almost like it's sticking out, like you should do something with it.
Constable Guybrush is a strange hybrid between man, ape, and musician. In addition to being an officer of the law, of course.
Of course.
It's Constable Guybrush.
Guybrush Threepwood, a mighty monkey policeman pirate thingy.
It's a wind-up mechanism.
Be prepared for annoyance.
Hey, you! Yeah, you! Hands up! Spread your legs! And do the monkey!
Mildly amusing, but irritating as hell. I think I'll shut him up now.
Yeah, that's a little annoying. Oh, I forgot to mention the voice for April in this game is Sarah Hamilton. She mainly did voice work for video games. She did some TV, I guess. Not many roles. She's mainly known for voice acting, which is Dreamfall, this game. So yeah, not really didn't do much afterwards, unless she does like screenplays or Broadway or anything like that. But that tends to happen to a lot of voice actors. Sometimes they do smaller stuff, but get those 1 or 2 roles they're known for, and then that's it. So
it's a wind-up mechanism.
Hey, you! Yeah, you! Hands up! Spread your legs! And do the monkey!
Mildly amusing, but irritating as hell.
okay, do the monkey while you're getting frisked by the police.
I think one of his eyes is falling out.
Yeah, look how freaky that is.
I think one of...
All right, eyeballs are freaky.
The eye came loose. Poor Constable Guybrush.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guy.
It's a great, big eye on a spring. It's a great...
Okay, grab it.
Sorry, Guybrush, but I need to borrow your eye for a while.
Why? 'Cause reasons. Alright, let's take a look at this.
Monkey see, monkey do. Well, not without this he won't.
Yeah, not doing the 3 monkey thing here.
Monkey see.
Okay. I think that was it in there, so.
Shelves.
Ooh, shelves.
Still just shelves.
Oh, okay.
Still just
I don't get why in some games where you can explore or examine something, if you're just going to say chair and not going to do anything else with it, you know, like, why have it be an examinable thing then? I think you should either give us something interesting or something humorous if you're going to let us just check random stuff, you know what I mean?
It's just a chair. It's just a chair.
Okay.
That's my desk, so, theoretically, that's where I'm supposed to do my work. I think my muse has departed me for greener pastures, though, because lately, inspiration's been fleeting at best.
Well, as an artist, that's a bad thing.
I worry about the exhibition coming up in 2 weeks. This is the net result of my work. A pile of nothing. And it's not even a big pile of nothing.
It's a worthless pile of scraps.
I worry about the exhibition.
Okay. Oh, and the tree thing that we talked to in the last episode, that was voiced by Ron Foster. He did some roles, like black and white roles back in the day. Actually, one of his final voice acting roles was Grand Theft Auto as a random pedestrian in San Andreas, and he voiced before that he voiced The Longest Journey. But I guess he'd been retired since then. He'd also been in, like, The Cosby Show, Dynasty, and stuff like that. Huh, he was in The Muppets Take Manhattan as a man in an office, for those who are curious. But, yeah, he definitely had the voice of an older gentleman for that, so anyway, let's keep watching.
It's a picture of me and my friends.
She has friends? Lies.
It's a picture of...
I don't believe you. Well, let's take a look at this thing.
It's a picture of Charlie, Emma, and me in Florence Park. Marcus took it about a month ago before it got real hot.
Yeah.
It's a picture of...
Okay. Well, good to know she has friends.
My on-again, off-again diary. We've had a turbulent relationship, her and I.
It's a diary. What are you talking about?
My...
Okay. Let's talk to it.
Dear Diary. Note to self. Dreams of talking trees and dragons aside, it's still no excuse for talking to inanimate matter in the real world. So quit it!
When you talk to yourself, that means you're crazy, so... the lady who voiced the dragon was Nicole Orth Pallavicini. She mainly did... Let's see, she was in... Last thing she did was, I guess she's got something that may be in the works, like Ukraine, Munamore. My love, Ukraine, my love. Helena Troy, mainly was smaller roles, and some voicing. Oh, she did voice in Manhunt, apparently. Looks like she mainly did voice acting and stuff like that. Although she was in an episode of Star Trek The Next Generation, interestingly enough. Let's keep talking to the diary.
No, that's just too weird.
You started in the first place, lady.
No, that's
Okay.
just too weird.
Alright, let's grab it.
I've been keeping a diary intermittently since I was 5 years old. Not the same one, of course. I started this one, I think, April of this year.
I've never done a diary. Although diaries usually women usually keep diaries. Men keep journals if they do at all. But yeah, I never saw the point in it personally. Although if I ever get Alzheimer's or anything like that, I'll probably wish I'd written in a diary just to give me a sense of my life. But oh well, what can you do?
It's my diary.
Anyway, what's this?
There's a loose sheet of paper in here. There's a loose...
Okay, let's grab it.
Hey, it's my timesheet from the cafe. I completely forgot I put it in here. Good thing I found it, 'cause I'm broke.
I guess she can get paid for her job at the cafe, so...
It's a list of the hours I worked this past week at the cafe.
Good to know.
I'm part of the should be reading more but life's too short generation. We embrace our illiteracy. The last book I read was How to Seduce the Man of Your Dreams. Now, if I can just find a man to dream about, I'll be all set.
Yeah, her personality does not scream seduction. I don't know, that's just me. But more people should read. But you think with, as a lot of people on the internet, you'd think people would be reading, but they're not reading in the same way, if that makes sense, so...
Books. I don't read much, but I believe it's important to maintain an intellectual facade.
I actually have books in my house I actually read. Surprise, surprise.
Books. I don't read much.
Okay, anyway.
That's my work. It's supposed to be a portrait of my life study teacher. But I think he might disagree.
Kind of looks like the Great Wizard of Oz or something like that.
That fan is supposed to keep the room nice and cool in the summer. Sure. Yeah. It's at least, 1/4 of a degree cooler in here when it's on.
Depends on how the fan works or where it's placed, but yeah, sometimes it feels like it's just blowing in hot air, because technically that's all it is, just circulating air, so.
That's my work.
Okay, anyway. Alright, let's go outside.
I'd better head over to the studio to do some work. Only 2 weeks until the big show opens, and my contribution is in serious need of attention. Might be a good idea to get dressed first, though.
I know a couple people would probably be fine with you walking around in your underwear and your sleepwear all day. Not much better, to tell you the truth.
Hey, babe. Babe, you're looking real sexy today.
Zach, listen, I've got to run, and...
What's going on, April? How you been?
Oh, you know, this and that. This must be our neighbor here, so, But anyway, this is, let's see, this is Zach. He's voiced by Ron Gallup, who voices a couple characters in the game, and he's never done voice acting before or since, so he must have been some random guy in the office saying, "Hey, Joe, want to voice some guy that you, that kind of messes with you in the hallway of an apartment building?" He's like, "Yeah, sure, whatever." But anyway, these choices don't lead to anything. It's just how you want to present the situation, so... See, I don't really have time to hang around. Pretty good, and you?
I was doing just fine until you came along.
What's that? Hey, listen, I was thinking maybe you and I could hook up tonight, go to the pavilion or something. We could pop a few raptures, do a little close dancing. How about it?
Yeah, I don't know about that. Let's see. Let me think about it. Sounds like fun, but not tonight.
No, that's not gonna work, Zach.
What? You got something against me, babe? Do I offend you in some way?
Oh, no. I just don't think it's a good idea for us to be together like that.
Hey, whatever. You come crawling back when you realize your mistake, babe. I'm out of here.
What an asshole.
Reminds me of Adam Sandler bit. What an asshole! What was I gonna say? Yeah, we don't like the guy because he's a hipster. No, say no to hipsters. At least that's what he looks like. Yeah, he's one of those cock of the walk type guys where if he gets rejected, he's just like, whatever, you're missing out, babe. It's like, alright, cool.
Organic plastic. It grows, and it converts carbon dioxide into oxygen, just like real plants, but it doesn't need nourishment of any kind. Convenient, but disturbing.
What about all the microplastics then? Did you ever think about that nonsense?
It's organic plastic.
Sure.
It's organic.
Okay, anyway, let's take one. Because we can. Doink. Now I get a leaf of organic plastic.
It's a leaf of organic plastic. It grows.
Okay, it just has the same
It's a leaf.
description. Whoops.
It's a leaf of organic plastic.
Okay, we'll use that for later, much later, but...
That's Zach's room. I've never been in there, and I pray I never will.
I don't think they made the assets for the room anyway, so...
That's Zach's room.
Okay.
Nuh-uh. I'm not knocking on that door unless it's absolutely necessary, and frankly, I don't see that happening anytime soon.
Unless you're in a desperate situation.
Nuh-uh.
Okay, anyway, just checking. Charlie, huh?
Charlie's apartment. His place is twice as big as mine, with a private bathroom. And a huge bed. I guess he likes his creature comforts.
Probably also pays like 2 to 3 times more than what your apartment is, so, you know.
That's Charlie's apartment. That...
Oh, okay.
Nobody home.
Or he's sleeping, one of the two.
Nobody home.
Okay.
Big surprise. I'm still here.
Yeah, for the rest of the game.
Kind of unsettling to be so aware of myself all the time.
Well, you can't part company with yourself. That'd be creepy.
Big surprise.
Okay. And then we got whatever this is, this access thing, this terminal or whatever.
It's a fact, as in FACT, Free Access Terminal.
Free, huh? I wonder what microtransactions they add to this thing. Ugh.
Computer.
Voice interface is not installed. Please use the touchscreen interface to communicate with this free access terminal.
Oh, okay.
Why not consider a very reasonable upgrade? In addition to a voice interface, true holo display technology and Instacredit compatibility.
No, I'll just use my hands, thanks.
You are missing out on a great opportunity. If you upgrade now...
Hold on. You understood that. You have a voice interface installed already. Why would I pay to have another one installed?
Current voice interface is for sales purposes only. If you take advantage of this very affordable upgrade today...
No, really. This terminal doesn't belong to me.
Noted. Please refrain from voice communication in the future, or you will be reported to the FACT FUB and charged for processing time.
FUB?
Fair Use Bureau. They are authorized to carry deadly arms.
Well, whatever. Sorry.
There's something funny about the fair use being a military organization. I don't know why. There's something funny about that. Anyway, the voice of the fact machine is Stephanie Gary. She never did any work outside, at least voice work outside of this game, ever. So probably another lady that came by the office that said, "Hey, could you do this? Could you line read this really quick?" All right, cool.
It's a fact. As in, no. I don't think I'd appreciate the FUB barging in on me right now.
Yeah, I don't want fubbing. I don't want to fub it up. So let's head downstairs. Meet one of the other tenants, or one of the owners of this place, anyway. So.
More fans. Proper air conditioning was apparently never a viable alternative for the contractor.
I should know about that. I live in a house that was before like a lot of heating and air systems being made. So my house is heated via chimney and fans and stuff like that. I mean, I technically have an air system, but it hasn't been taken care of in years before I got here, so it's kind of wonky. So yay.
More fans. Proper air.
Okay. Well, anyway, let's check this corkboard.
Be considerate. Keep the volume down after 11 p.m. Fiona.
I wonder if I want to have my Halo LAN party, baby.
Be considerate.
Okay. Anyway, I think that's supposed to be the creators of the game right there, but I could be wrong.
Common room duty roster, July 27th. April and Emma. Oh joy, manual labor, my favorite.
Everyone's got to do it.
Common room.
All right.
Pizza and movie night, Monday, July 31st. BYOS. BYO what? Soap?
Soda. It's clearly soda. Like, I don't know. Well, unless you don't want to drink soda, which you shouldn't.
Look, it's Monkey Boy.
Okay.
Look.
I don't drink. I used to drink a ton of soda when I was younger. I stopped drinking that stuff because it's, bad for you.
Annual summer blowout at the Fringe Cafe, Friday, August 4th, 8 p.m. Free food. Live performances by Royne Dale. Harlequin Masquerade. The Go-Getters. Tickets available at the bar. $10 only. Spread the word.
Word. Bird is the word.
Annual summer...
Okay, same thing.
I'm sorry, but big sweaty jocks do not turn me on. I'll take a nerd any day.
Liar. I don't believe you. Yeah, a lot of people say they would do that. That is not true in real life. It has been proven otherwise. I don't know. Some people will get with the nerd way later in life when they have like millions of dollars if they're that type of nerd. But or some people stay with the jocks if the jocks become the famous football players. But
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't believe you, April. I don't believe what you say. Anyway, the big thing here is the pink note, though.
I can't tell what that note's saying as long as it's up there. Fiona's handwriting is not particularly legible.
Yeah, I don't have very good handwriting either.
I can't tell what...
Okay. Anyway, if we pick up the note there, we get a push pin and a pink note for doing that.
It's a push pin. Found. A gold ring under the common room sofa. If it's yours, let me know. But no false claims, please. Fiona. I did lose a gold ring a few weeks ago. I hope this is the one. I'll have to ask Fiona about it.
Alright. Let's get out of here.
Shelves. Shelves.
Okay, more shelves. Yeah.
The omnipresent screen. I don't pretend to know how it works, but all the data apparently passes through tiny little black holes in the fabric of our dimension. You know, that really freaks me out when I think about it.
Could really say that with a lot of things when you think about it. Like, a lot of things could freak you out. Just the ideas of the metaphysical, physiology, Teletubbies, you know, politicians.
Shelves. Emma picked this table up at a flea market for $10 last month. That's $9 more than it's worth.
It seems fine to me.
It's supposed to be a coffee table.
It's probably just a pane of glass that, you know, just someone left behind after building a building or something.
It's supposed to be a coffee...
Okay. Let's take this matchbook. I mean...
It's a matchbook.
Like all good point-and-click adventure games, if you can grab it, pick it up.
It's a match...
You know, King Graham taught me that. So now we got a matchbook.
It's a matchbook from the Fringe Cafe.
Matchmaker, matchmaker, make me a match. Catch me a catch.
It's a chair. It's a chair.
Okay. Don't,
They really knew how to design tacky furniture back in the late 22nd century.
That's tacky?
They really knew how to...
Then again, it does change with the time, so...
It's a chair. We have a nice view of the bridges from this window.
It's a bridge!
Venice. Venice.
Okay, yep. Venice, Paris, whatever. So.
That's Fiona, my landlady. She's alright.
She's alright?
It's Fiona. It's Fiona.
Alright, well, let's see what she has to say. And apparently it's quite a lot.
Morning, Fiona.
Good morning, darling. You're up early.
Yeah, I couldn't sleep.
Are you feeling all right? You look a little pale.
Just had a weird old nightmare, so... I had a bad nightmare. I'm fine. I'm fine. I just have a lot of work to do.
I'm fine.
But?
I'm... just a little tired, that's all.
You work much too hard, darling.
Not hard enough, apparently. I don't even know if my painting will be done in time for the exhibition. I think I've... Inspiration's hard to find these days. Real hard.
You need to take some time to yourself. Relax. Have a good time. Find yourself a boyfriend. Be 18.
I have time to be 18 when I've made it into the 2-year program. Right now, it's all I can do to keep my head above water.
Take care you don't drown, darling.
That's cute. That's... Did you come up with that one just now? Because that's pretty cute.
Yep. Rather nifty, eh? I'm no slouch when it comes to verbal sparring, after all.
Well, anyway, yeah, verbal sparring. Looks like you do some other verbal sparring. Actually, you look like some modern-day hipster to me. I don't know why. But anyway, you actually don't have to talk to Fiona. You could just give her the pink note. That's all you really have to really talk to her about. But let's go ahead and ask her everything, though.
Where's everybody this morning?
Mickey's tied up in the basement. Mind you, she's not literally tied up, of course, although that is a tempting thought.
Are you getting into your sexual fantasies here, Fiona? Because it's a little too early in the morning for that, don't you think?
Sorry, I just can't help myself. Anyway, the plumbing is... You probably noticed when you took a shower, yeah? There's no hot water. So Mickey's working on that. Getting knee-deep in putrid canal water is her job, thank God.
What about Charlie? He up yet?
No, he's still sleeping, and Emma just went to bed. I saw her come in when I was making breakfast. Do you know who she's seeing now?
I don't know. Some guy?
Those lads I see her with, darling. She's too good for those arseholes. I wish she'd find herself a man who'd treat her right for once.
She hasn't had much luck with love, no?
She's a magnet for creeps, and she's so pretty. They prey on her, you know, bastards.
I've tried to talk to her about it, but Emma's impulsive. She doesn't listen.
She's just as headstrong as you and me, darling, but I'm sure she'll be all right. She's smart and resourceful, and not afraid to speak up for herself.
So smart and resourceful, but she still dates all the bad men. Yeah, of course she's smart and resourceful. And I get it. Intelligence and wisdom are not the same thing. It's just kind of funny when people say, oh, she's all this, and yet she does all these bad decisions. I'm like, okay, one of these things is not like the other. Yeah, it's like they don't want to take responsibility for their own actions or something like that. Although it sounds like she's just kind of living life. It doesn't sound like she's depressed, so it sounds like she's just kind of used to that and just playing the field and see what happens, so.
Shouldn't you be outside enjoying the good weather?
You joking? Bollocks to that. I'll stay inside until September, thank you very much. It's too bloody hot.
I wonder if this lady is British. But yeah, this lady is British. She's voiced by Francesca Longrig, writer and actress. She's done some voice acting work. Last thing she did was she was a bar patron in that fan movie called Star Wars Episode 7. But yeah, we all know there was only 6 Star Wars movies. There was never anything past that point. Other than that, just small stuff. Yeah, Longest Journey, some British TV. So yeah, she's clearly British.
Can I ask you a few questions?
Why, certainly, darling. About what?
Everything.
Tell me about Emma.
Emma? Why, she's your best friend, darling. I don't know what to tell you that you don't already know. You girls are so close.
That's true. The day we met, we clicked instantly. It was strange, but cool.
Like me and Mickey then, except for the sex, of course.
That's a pretty big except for, Fiona.
Oh, I guess so. She's the crazy one, Emma is. Not crazy as in mad as a hatter, but crazy in a good way. Fun to be around.
Emma's always been a little weird.
Exactly, darling. She's a flirt, too, and the boys seem to drop like flies at her feet. No wonder. She's a real looker, I don't have to tell you. I'm sure she could have been a model if she'd wanted, but she's an artist, and a good one, too. I really think she'll be a successful artist. Her sculptures are getting a lot of attention.
I bet Emma, if this was made today, she'd be an OnlyFans model. She'd probably make a ton of money without having to hardly do anything, really.
Anything else you can tell me about Emma?
She ought to be a little more careful sometimes. She's a flirt, and although she doesn't mean any harm, some lads don't take too well to being teased and rejected. You should tell her that, though, being her best friend and all.
I have told her. She won't listen.
No. She does worry me a little, but she's a big girl and she can take care of herself. I'm certainly happy to have her living here. Next to you and Charlie, she's my favorite tenant.
How many tenants do you actually have, though? Are all of them your favorite except for that Zach fellow? Yeah, you can't tease a man for too long without getting anything back. It's like letting a dog off his chains after you've been messing with her for quite a bit. Doesn't lead to good results. Yeah, I mean, the man shouldn't go crazy, but you know what I mean. Like, if you're just messed with at some point, it just all explodes.
What did you think of me when we first met?
That's a peculiar question, isn't it? I thought you were quite lovely. I still do, darling.
Do you remember the day I arrived?
Of course, darling. It wasn't that long ago, and I'm not senile quite yet. It was in May, wasn't it? Charlie referred you to me, and you were quite at a loss. First day in the city, wasn't it? I remember. You looked like a lost puppy.
Puppy? Me?
When I saw you lugging that suitcase across the bridge, my heart went out to you. I'm glad you came here. You could have been lost anywhere else.
Lost? Yeah, if you're lost in the big cities or whatever, she's probably some good old country girl.
How long have you known Charlie?
Oh, he's one of our oldest tenants. It's close to 3 years, I believe, since he moved in. Charlie is always in a good mood, and he's such a gentleman.
I agree. He's an actual, genuine gentleman.
And you don't see a lot of gentlemen these days, trust me. You have a very good friend in him, darling. Perhaps even more than a friend.
What do you mean, more than a friend?
Not for me to say, darling. If you don't realize it yet, you will.
What kind of gentleman? Is he an actual gentleman, like, oh, I'm British, I'm gentleman? Or is he a gentleman that pretends to be a gentleman to get in close to people? Who knows?
What's up with Zach Lee?
Zach? I think we both feel the same way about him, darling. He's not actually a bastard. If he was, I'd have had him out of here in an instant. but he is an arse, and a stuck-up, pompous, arrogant wanker.
My thoughts exactly. Aside from that wanker bit.
Still, he pays his rent on time and he doesn't make a lot of noise. He keeps to himself. And most importantly, he's shit scared of me, so I can't just kick him out.
Wait, if he's scared of you, when you leave because you wanted to kick him out? But anyway, I've heard depending on where you live, you actually can't kick a lot of people out of their tenant houses depending on the situation. Not squatter. I mean, yeah, squatters' right and stuff like that. It's a little bit complicated, but it's kind of messed up if you actually read into it. So, depending on what this is and the type of city they're living in, they probably would realistically today have those laws. So you couldn't actually kick Zach out just because. You know what I mean? Even if you didn't like him.
Tell me a little bit about yourself, Fiona.
Me? Why? It's not much to say, darling. I love my job. I love Venice, and I love being with Mickey. I'm a happy girl. Sure, sometimes I wish I could go back to England to see my family, but that's water under the bridge, so to speak. I'm very happy with myself and my life here in Newport.
Doesn't sound like you're really that happy. I don't know, maybe it's the voice actress.
How long have you and Mickey been together?
Mickey and I have been together since I was 19. She was in her late 30s then. The older, wiser, worldly woman. I found her sweet and charming and intriguing. When I finally realized she was neither of those things, it was too late. I was in love. She stole me away from my dreary British inner-city life, and she brought me here. She was no knight in shining armor, that's for sure, but she knew how to treat me like a woman.
You guys make a great couple.
You think so, darling? Yes, I guess we do. And the sex is amazing.
You never get tired of talking about your sex life, do you?
Never. And if I ever do, please shoot me.
Yeah, I've never been comfortable when people talk about their sex lives, and I'm a guy, and everyone thinks guys like talking about this stuff. I never liked that type of stuff. I was like, can we actually play games or something like that? I don't really want to hear about your conquests. Although I didn't really hang around people that really talked like that anyway. But yeah, I wouldn't be a fan of Fiona if she's bringing up another sexual liaison. I'm like, can we not do this today? It's 5 in the morning, dude.
Can you tell me something about the border house?
That's one of my favorite topics, darling. What precisely do you want to know?
Well, all of it.
What made you decide to run a boarding house?
That's a long story. One of the reasons Mickey and I got together was that we shared a passion for the classic English country inns. You know, quaint, weathered buildings, funny old ladies, and oddly suggestive names like the Lazy Cock.
So why come here to the big city? To America?
We wanted to create a place with a similar atmosphere and hospitality here in Newport. Like a safe house for people like you and I to call home, if only for a short while. So we discussed different options for a few months, and then we decided we wanted to start a boarding house for young, penniless students and artists.
You decided you wanted to do that here in Venice?
We knew that Venice was the place for us long before we came here, but the hard part was finding a building cheap enough.
And this building was available?
Not at first. Like most of the buildings in Venice, this one used to be a factory, but when we first looked at it, a local company was planning to turn it into a bar and nightclub. It was so perfect for our purposes, though, that we appealed to the Venice Borough Council, and after outlining our plans, they gave us the go-ahead at a reduced price, provided we kept our promises regarding our tenants.
This whole place kind of screams gentrification to me, and that's probably what it was, so...
What inspired the name Border House?
That came quite naturally when we saw the place. It's on the border between two worlds, isn't it? Between Venice and the city itself. And at the same time, I also believe we're on the border between two more abstract worlds. Between art and spirit on the one hand, and science and technology on the other.
That's very poetic, Fiona.
Yes, I've practiced. I may be an inner-city girl, but I can philosophize and bullshit with the best of them.
And they're basically the same thing.
Do you and Mickey own the place together?
We own it together, yes, and we've shared the responsibilities between us. Mickey takes care of the maintenance of the building, and I busy myself with the administrative tasks. I also take care of the day-to-day management of our tenants, like deciding whether or not to let someone rent a room. And, of course, the unpleasant business of booting someone out.
I thought you enjoyed that part.
Yes, all right. In some cases I do, but not always. It can get quite messy.
Thanks for the information.
I'm glad I could help you out, darling.
Yeah, nowadays she wouldn't be able to boot people out just because she wanted to.
What can you tell me about Venice?
I don't really know much about the history of Venice. You should really ask someone with an interest in local affairs. What I do know is that this whole neighborhood used to be an industrial area, and that about 100 years ago they converted most of the buildings into residences for students and the homeless. And it's a nice place to live, certainly. Friendly people, liberal attitudes, great clothing stores, quite perfect, aside from that dreadful stench from the canals in the summertime.
Kind of sounds like Portland, Oregon to me. Ugh. No.
What's the story behind my apartment?
Your apartment? It's more a room than anything else. Not much more than a large closet, really.
It's not that small.
It's one of our smallest rooms, but it's cheap, and it's on a nice floor. I hope you're happy there.
I like it. It's convenient, and it's got an interesting view.
That's nice to hear, darling. As for the story behind it, no unexplained deaths or hidden pirate treasures, I'm afraid. Just a long string of students on a tight budget.
Makes me want to play Monkey Island again.
Do you like Newport?
The city? I stay in Venice most of the time. It's easy to forget we're just a tiny little pocket in the middle of a sprawling urban wasteland. But do I like it? I think Newport is one of the great cities of our age. Love it or hate it, you can't argue with that.
And which one is it? Love or hate?
I haven't decided yet, darling. Ask me again in another 15 years. Perhaps I'll have an answer then.
I mean, you could argue against anything. I mean, you know, even whether it's right or not, but...
I don't have any more questions right now.
Don't hesitate asking if there's something else you want to know.
I'd better get going.
Off to school.
Yeah, there are no more classes this semester, but I have to finish my painting by next Thursday.
For what it's worth, darling, good luck. And don't work too hard, all right?
Just Jackson Pollock it, where you just throw paint on the thing and just call it art. It's like modern art. Ugh. Alright, let's go outside. Done with all that talking.
I love this mural. Even though the motif is a little trite. I mean, fairy tale forests and magical dragons? Still, it's pretty.
How is
I
fairy...
wonder what happened to the artist. Probably making a bundle from cheesy fantasy calendars and book covers.
That's the way you go with artists. You make something niche and then, yeah, you sell it like that and boom. But how is magical forests and dragons trite? How dare you, lady?
It's a pretty mural.
I already don't like this lady.
The alarm is active, but it can't be very effective with the doors wide open like that. Still, there's always somebody around, so I guess we're safe.
Yeah, like this crazy guy right here.
Whoops! Was that me?
Did I do that?
The alarm is active. The alarm is active. No, I think I'll leave that alone.
Alright, nothing. Alright.
Hey, wow! I can see right into the common room. That's amazing.
That's amazing.
Hey, wow! I can see right into the...
I can
The
see.
shades are drawn.
I can see my house from here.
The shades are drawn.
Yeah, no, it's no Warcraft random noises from goblins and stuff. But hey, thingy.
It's a rusty thingy. It's a rusty...
Oh,
it's
whoops.
a pretty mural.
I may have to. Whoops! I accidentally double clicked on that. I will next episode. I'll reload and not check that and get the full dialogue from it. Sorry about that. Whoops. And here's our second puzzle, which is over here.
If there's one thing Venice has enough of, it's rusty pipes. That and stinky canals. If there's one thing Venice has...
That sounds like real Venice. No. Actually, I've never been to Venice. I just, you know, You only hear things. Alright. Yeah, this is our second puzzle.
What a mystifying contraption, and completely absurd. What are all these valves and wheels and thingamajigs for? What grand purpose does it all serve?
And despite us not knowing about this, we're going to solve it somehow.
Mystifying.
Sure.
It's a rusty old wheel. I'd imagine it turns the water on and off.
Ah.
It won't budge. The pressure's probably too high.
Yeah, we have to lower it, otherwise we can't do anything with it.
The water tank's full. I'd guess that's a pressure gauge. It's at 100. That's percent, I guess. 100% pressure?
Yeah, max pressure. Luckily it's not past that point. That would be bad. Swooping is bad.
That cable's been ripped in two.
Yeah.
The cables are too far apart to tie them back together. Looks like a big piece of cable was torn off.
We're gonna need something for that.
That's probably Mickey's handiwork. She's the tool gal around these here parts. I wonder why she put the clamp there, though.
Let's just get rid of it.
Oh. It seems the clamp served a purpose after all. What a surprise.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't do anything with
The
that.
clamp's keeping the hose closed, so it won't leak. Mystifying.
Okay, so anyway, we need to power this thing on. We need something for it, though, so let me back out. And we're back inside. Because we need to get that ring from Fiona. I actually forgot to do that, so... Yeah, you can just give her this note, and that's all you have to do with Fiona.
I saw this note on the corkboard. I think the ring might belong to me.
I'm sorry I have to ask, but could you describe the ring?
Sure thing. It says Sweet 16. My dad gave it to me. I think it was the only birthday of mine he remembered, or at least acknowledged.
Yes, that's the one. I found it under the sofa when I was vacuuming. Here you are, darling.
Thanks. It's not worth much, but it's got a certain sentimental value for me.
It's a very pretty ring.
Yeah, it is. My dad never gave me anything pretty before or since. He must have won a poker game or something that day. You know, it's strange. I don't hate him. He's a bastard and he treated me like crap almost every single day of my life. But I don't hate him. I feel sorry for him.
Why?
Because he doesn't know how to love. He can't love anybody or anything. And because he'll be miserable every second of every minute of every day until the day he dies. God, I'm glad that life is behind me. I hope I never have to see him again. No, that doesn't sound right. I've made a choice not to see him again. Ever.
Sounds like she's doing a lot of projecting on this guy. Like, how do you know he doesn't have a fun life after you? Like, I mean, yeah, we know if you know more about the story, but still, it sounds like projecting. And never see him again. What if he changes his lifestyle? What if he actually becomes clean? What if he learns? What if he wants to make amends? You'll never see him again after that. I don't know. It's kind of hard to like you when you're not willing to. You forgive him sort of, but you don't actually forgive him. So, I mean, there are some people that never learn anything, and sometimes you just have to go away. But I would always give someone a chance if they were willing to at least fix the problem or whatever. So I don't know. I'm just saying. But anyway, now we can solve the thing. Let's look at our ring here.
Dad gave me this gold ring on my 16th birthday. Dad gave me this gold...
Anyway, we need this to solve the puzzle. Okay, so we need to use this ring to tie up these cables.
I hope it doesn't melt or anything.
Alright, so what that does is...
It's alive!
Oh, come on, that was boring. You didn't try to do the Frankenstein. It's alive! You know, over the top and everything like that. There's the switch. We need to make this green, and what this each screw does is it manipulates some of the lights down here. So what we need to do is basically we need to make all these lines straight here, so that way we can reduce the water, like be able to turn the wheel for the water pressure and stuff like that. So alright, so we need to tie the gold cables together, and then we need to mess with the 4 levers here. So we need to set them all in the same position. So let's do this one once. That moves the switches, and then the right one changes the lights here, and that'll affect what gets moved when you press the switch. So we were going to press it twice, and then the left one will change them again, so we need to do that one twice. And then we need to press the right screw once, and then we need to press these 3 times. 1, 2, 3. That green mark means we've done it.
Mystifying.
So now we need to... Now, basically the water... We basically solved the water puzzle, so now we can mess with the valve now.
It's a rusty old wheel. I'd imagine it turns the water on and off.
Okay, so basically we're doing Mickey's job for her.
It won't budge. The pressure's probably too high.
Okay, so we need to turn the... Where are you?
Mystifying.
Where's the valve? Where are you at? That's the problem I have with these old games is that, oops. No. It's finding out, like, where certain pieces are and everything like that, so. Yeah, we can't do. Yeah, we don't need to mess with that anymore.
Mystifying.
It's all mystified, fixed. Yeah, basically we need to release the, now that we fixed it, we need to release the water on this thing, so. So where is that thing?
The clamp's keeping the hose closed, so it won't leak.
Yeah, the water's still there, so. And my eyes must be really bad. I can't find the lever for this thing. Well, I don't need to solve it right this second anyway, so I'll look for it off screen, so I'm having trouble finding it, so me and my eyes. But anyway, let's just go on to the academy, right? Pass past to the
Oye, señorita.
Yes?
How are you this morning, señorita bonita?
Alright, creepy Cortez man. Hot, busy, I'm finding you.
Hot.
I see. The summers in Newport are never pleasant. And it will get worse before it gets better. They say there's another heat wave headed our way.
Yeah, so I heard. So, you gonna be alright? You don't look dressed for the weather.
Si Dios quiere. Sunshine and pretty señoritas give an old man like me the blues. I like my days cold and rainy. In fact, I think I prefer the world to be in black and white.
Like an old movie.
Like all good movies. But tell me, señorita Ryan, how would you describe your perfect day?
Alright, this guy, Cortez, is voiced by Luis Aguirre. Aguirre? Sorry, Spanish guy. His last known role was as a random news anchor on Supergirl. He was in Burn Notice, which I actually like that TV series. Jag, Suitor, like basically a lot of low-time roles. So yeah, he hasn't done anything since the Supergirl thing, which was 2015. Probably does either is retired or maybe did a lot of like, you know, stage shows, Broadway or stuff like that, or stuff that wasn't worth mentioning. So, but interesting to know. But anyway. What's our favorite day? By the way, these questions, you can answer them however you want. So, sorry I have to run cold and rainy like yours, hot and sunny.
Hot and sunny like this one.
Well then, you should be happy to be alive today, yes? It is a perfect day. But you are not happy, are you? You are troubled by nightmares.
What?
You are afraid of them. You even fear your dreams may be real.
Who told you about my nightmares?
No one. I can tell from looking into your eyes. I see the ghosts that haunt you.
I don't know who you've been talking to, but from now on, stay the hell away from me in my personal life.
No puedo, señorita Ryan. You have a destiny.
Destiny? I don't care what you think. Just leave me alone.
If you don't face them, I'm afraid your nightmares will continue. Soon they will appear to you even when you're awake.
You need some serious help, you know that?
We all do, April. That's the reason we are here, you and me.
That's it. I don't have to listen to this.
Perdóname. I've upset you. We didn't think you'd react this way. I hope we can talk again soon.
I don't think so, no.
Please, think about it. And señorita, cuidado. Be careful.
Man, April kind of blew up on that guy, Jiminy Christmas. He was just, I mean, he said some weird things, but sure.
That's Cortez. He sits in the same spot almost every day. I hate to admit it, but he scares me a little.
He did mention about dreams, and you had an issue with dreams, so.
It's Cortez. I do not want to talk to that weirdo again.
Talk about, you know, free, loving, accepting everyone, and then when someone talks about your dreams, you freak out on them, so. I don't know, man. It's hard to like you. No, I'm just kidding. I would probably get a little freaked out, too, by something like that, so. Well, alright. Looks like our first day at the boarding house, getting ready back to our painting, has been a weird and strange thing, talking to Fiona and this Cortez guy and solving a water puzzle. But what awaits us further on in the city of Newport and the Academy, and what other crazy characters we run across. Find out next time in the next episode of The Longest Journey. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you next time.